Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachadine Nirvasesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Stop. Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Chandra Radha Samasundar Sri Radhe. Jaya Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, Hare Krishna. Good evening. I thought perhaps to read a little bit from the, it's too loud, from the Caitanya Caritamrta. So, let's chant. Jai Jai Sri Caitanya Jai Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Caitanya Jai Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. So this is a portion of the Caitanya Caritamrita from Antya Lila, chapter 8. This is called Ramchandra Puri criticized the Lord. Ramchandra Puri was a godbrother of Lord Chaitanya's spiritual master, Ishwara Puri. So Lord Chaitanya, he always showed great respect to the god brothers of his spiritual master, which is a normal etiquette in Vaishnav behavior. So Ishwara Puri's spiritual master of both Ishwara Puri and Ramchandra Puri was Madhavendra Puri. The Madhavendra Puri is a very important guru or acharya in our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, especially from his time. The worship of Radharani was introduced into our Sampradaya. Before that, only Krishna was worshipped alone. Brahma is the head of our Sampradaya or disciplic succession. Then Madhavacharya. So Madhavacharya, he lived in Udupi, or that was his headquarters at any rate, in Karnataka, present-day Karnataka. It's north of the city of Mangalore. And as it is described, once he had gone to the shore of the ocean, to the Udupi is not far away from the ocean, and there he saw it was a ship that was in difficulty. So he gave them some signals so that the ship could, get free. It was running aground, so it could become free. And the captain of the ship was very pleased, and he offered Madhavacharya a gift that he could take anything from the ship. So Madhavacharya selected a large, huge piece of Gopi Chandan. So all devotees are putting this tilak here. This is Gopi Chandan called. So many men couldn't lift it, but Madhavacharya was very powerful. He was the incarnation of Bhimsena of the Kauravas. So he himself lifted this alone, huge lump of Gopi Chandan, and on the way he was carrying it back to Udupi. It broke into two, and the one part that fell, they found a deity of Lord Balaram inside, and that deity was installed at that place. It's on the outskirts of Udupi. And then the other part he brought into Udupi, and when they broke up, there was a beautiful deity of Krishna inside. So he installed that deity there in Udupi. So that deity is known as Udupi Sri Krishna. So, then by tradition, continuing in the Sampradaya, Krishna was worshipped just on his own like that. But from the time of Madhavendra Puri, the worship of Radharani was introduced along with Krishna. And not only worship of Radharani, but also the mood of Radharani and the gopis, who are always thinking of Krishna in separation. Krishna enjoyed his childhood and youth pastimes in Vrindavan. But then he left Vrindavan. That was because King Kamsa had arranged a wrestling match. He had tried to kill Krishna by sending different demons to Vrindavan, but Krishna and Balaram killed them all. So then he invited them for a wrestling match in Mathura, thinking that, these are small boys and my wrestlers are very powerful. But as we know, when Krishna and Balaram went there, they effortlessly killed those wrestlers, and they also Krishna killed Kamsa, and Balaram killed all Kamsa's brothers. But after they didn't go back to Vrindavan. They promised they would come back, but they didn't. So Kamsa was killed, so they continued to live in Mathura with their original father and mother, Vasudeva and Devaki. And Vasudeva sent them to Gurukula in Ujjain, in the ashram of Sandipani Muni. If you visit that ashram, you can see the deities of like Jagannath, and then Sudama and Balaram, because Sudama was their friend in the Gurukula. Anyway, after some time they returned, after some years after studying in the Gurukula, they returned to Mathura, but then Jarasandha attacked Mathura many times. He was king of Magad, which is Bihar, part of Bihar, Patna, around that area. So he attacked 17 times. Krishna repelled him 17 times. The 18th time, Krishna was tired of it, so he decided to build a new city in the western side of India, Dwaraka, the city constructed in the sea, and he moved all the family members over there. But he didn't return to Vrindavan. Balaram went once, but Krishna himself never went. Although he did go to Kurukshetra on the occasion of solar eclipse, along with Balarama and their whole family members and many guards and infantry and elephants and a big pompous arrangement. And at that time the gopis did go to meet Krishna, and they begged him, please come back to Vrindavan and enjoy our simple village pastimes. But Krishna actually didn't go, but this festival of Rath Yatra is as if Krishna went. Krishna with Balaram and a sister, Subhadra, as if they went to Vrindavan, and they stay for 8 days, and the return Rath Yatra comes back. At least that's in Puri. Do you have Rath Yatra here in Adelaide? Sometimes, huh?
We do.
But probably only one. Yeah. But anyway, that's the tradition in Jagannath Puri. But anyway, the gopis, they were always thinking of Krishna in separation. So Madhavendra Puri had that mood, and it's described here how this sannyasi Ramchandra Puri came to Jagannath Puri, and he, Jagadananda Pandit came to meet him, and he invited Ramchandra Puri for lunch, and he brought a lot of Jagannath Prasad, and Ramchandra Puri ate sumptuously, and then he wanted to find faults in Jagadananda. So he told Jagadananda, you eat the remaining prasadam, and he had Jagadananda sit down and served him prasad, made him eat more and more, and after he finished, he was washing his hands and mouth, and Ramchandra Puri began criticizing. I have heard, he said, that the followers of Caitanya Mahaprabhu eat more than necessary. Now I have directly seen this is true. Feeding a sannyasi too much breaks his regulative principles, for when a sannyasi eats too much, his renunciation is destroyed. So this was his characteristic. He would induce others to eat more than necessary and then criticize them. So formerly, when Madhavendra Puri, his spiritual master, was at the last stage of his life, Ramchandra Puri came to where he was staying. Madhavendra Puri was chanting the holy name of Krishna, and sometimes he would cry, "Oh my Lord, I did not get shelter at Mathura." So, he was feeling a separation from Krishna. So he was meditating in that mood. But Ramchandra Puri was so foolish that he fearlessly dared to instruct his spiritual master. "If you are in transcendental bliss," he said, "you should now remember only Brahman, impersonal Brahman. Why are you crying?" Hearing this instruction, Madhavendra Puri rebuked him, saying, "Get out! Get out, you sinful rascal." "Oh, my Lord Krishna," is Madhavendra Puri. "Oh, my Lord Krishna, I could not reach you, nor could I reach your abode, Mathura. I am dying in my unhappiness, and now this rascal has come to give me more pain." So, he was in that mood, of separation, but it's actually a mood of ecstatic love of Krishna. So we shouldn't think that was ordinary, mundane lamentation. So he continued, "Don't show your face to me. Go anywhere you like. If I die seeing your face, I shall not achieve the destination of life." Ramchandra, "I'm dying without achieving the shelter of Krishna, and therefore I am greatly unhappy. Now this condemned foolish rascal has come to instruct me about Brahman." Ramchandra Puri was thus denounced by Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Due to his offense, gradually material desire appeared within him. One who is attached to dry speculative knowledge has no relationship with Krishna. His occupation is criticizing Vaishnavas. Thus, he is situated in criticism. So that's Ramchandra Puri. Now we move to Ishvara Puri, the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, because they're example of a bad disciple and good disciple. So Ishvara Puri, the spiritual master of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, performed service to Madhavendra Puri, cleaning up his stool and urine with his own hand. Ishvara Puri was always chanting the holy name and pastimes of Lord Krishna for Madhavendra Puri to hear. In this way he helped Madhavendra Puri remember the holy name and pastimes of Lord Krishna at the time of death. Pleased with Ishvara Puri, Madhavendra Puri embraced him and gave him the benediction that he would be a great devotee and a lover of Krishna. Thus Ishvara Puri became like an ocean of ecstatic love for Krishna, whereas Ramchandra Puri became a dry speculator and a critic of everyone else. Ishvara Puri received the blessings of Madhavendra Puri, whereas Ramchandra Puri received a rebuke from him. Therefore, these two persons, Ishvara Puri and Ramchandra Puri, are examples of the objects of a great personality's benediction and punishment. Madhavendra Puri instructed the entire world by presenting these two examples. Madhavendra Puri is spiritual master of the entire world, thus distributed ecstatic love for Krishna. While passing away from the material world, he chanted the following verse. "O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because of my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved one, what shall I do now?" So this is like Radharani speaking, in the mood of Radharani. So in this verse, Madhavendra Puri instructs how to achieve ecstatic love for Krishna. By feeling separation from Krishna, one becomes spiritually situated. So this was also the mood of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, having the same. As we know, Caitanya Mahaprabhu is called Gauranga, And Radharani is called Gaurangi. Anga is a body, Gaur is golden. Both have got golden forms, golden bodies. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is incarnation of Krishna, Krishna wanted to taste this sweetness of Radharani's love for him, so therefore he incarnated as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the same color, golden color and mood of Srimati Radharani. Hemanga, that is another name of Lord Chaitanya. Hema is gold, so Hemanga is golden body. Hemangi is a name of Radharani. So, anyway, thus, Madhavendra Puri sowed the seed of ecstatic love for Krishna within this material world and then departed. That seed later became a great tree in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have incidentally described the passing away of Madhavendra Puri. Anyone who hears this must be considered very fortunate. Thus Ramchandra Puri stayed at Jagannath Puri as customary for those in the renounced order. He would sometimes stay someplace and then go away. So there was no place where he would take his meal for sure, but sometimes he would just go uninvited. But he was very particular to keep account of how others were taking their meals. So it cost a certain amount, 320 kauris or small conch shells, to invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This would provide lunch for 3 people, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sometimes Kashishwar and Govinda. Govinda is his servant. Every day the Lord would take his meal at a different place. So Ramchandra Puri concerned himself with gathering information about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, including his regulative principles, his lunch, his sleep, and his movements. Because Ramchandra Puri was interested only in finding faults, he could not understand the transcendental qualities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His only concern was finding faults, but still he could not find any. At last he found a fault. How can a person in the renounced order eat so many sweets? If one eats sweets, controlling the senses is very difficult. So in this way he blasphemed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but still he would come and see him every day. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered him obeisances, considering him a god brother of his spiritual master. So Mahaprabhu knew that Ramchandra Puri was criticizing him before everyone, but still he offered him respect with great attention. So one day Ramchandra Puri came to the Lord's abode and he saw many ants on the floor. Last night there was sugar candy here, he said. Therefore ants are wandering about. Alas, this renounced sannyasi is attached to such sense gratification. Then he got up and left. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these rumors about his blasphemy. And he had heard the rumors, and now he saw it directly for himself. I mean, ants crawl about everywhere, but Ramchandra Puri, looking for imaginary faults, criticized Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this way. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called his servant Govinda, and he said, "From today, it will be a rule. I will accept only 1/4 of a pot of Lord Jagannath's prasad and 5 gandas worth of vegetables. If you bring more than this, you will not see me anywhere." So he cut his eating down by half. Govinda relayed this message to all the devotees. When they heard it, they felt as if their heads had been struck by thunderbolts. All the devotees condemned Ramchandra Puri. This sinful man has come here and taken our lives. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the devotees, they wanted to invite the Lord, and they liked to cook many nice preparations, you see, and they would, feed the Lord with great care and devotion. But now he's cut his eating down, and very simple also. He only wanted very simple, so the devotees are very upset. One day a Brahmin extended an invitation to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when Govinda accepted only a little for the Lord, the Brahmin in great despair struck his head with his hand and cried, "Alas, alas." And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate only half the rice and vegetables, and whatever was left was taken by Govinda. So in this way, they were eating only half the food they needed. So because of this, all the other devotees gave up eating. In this way, some days were passed in great unhappiness. Hearing all this, Ramchandra Puri went to Lord Chaitanya. So the Lord offers his obeisances. And Ramchandra Puri said, it's not the business of a sannyasi to gratify his senses. He should fill his belly some way or other. I have heard that you have cut your eating in half. Indeed, I see you are very skinny. Such dry renunciation is also not the religion of a sannyasi. So everybody is criticizing him. So, like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then humbly submitted, I'm just like an ignorant boy, and I am like your disciple. It is my great fortune that you are instructing me. So Mahaprabhu always kept this very humble mood. And hearing this, Ramchandra Puri got up and left. The next day, Paramananda Puri and other devotees approached Mahaprabhu. And Paramananda Puri said, my god brother Ramchandra Puri is by nature a bad critic. If you give up eating because of his words, what will be the profit? It is Ramchandra Puri's business to inquire about how others are eating and conducting their daily affairs. We should take lessons from this. We shouldn't be in that mood, we are always finding faults and criticizing others. This is a Vaishnava aparad. It will not bring happiness to anyone. One should appreciate the good qualities of devotees. If we meditate on the faults of others, we'll develop those faults in ourselves. But if we see the good qualities in others, then that will help us to develop good qualities. So, even Paramananda Puri also said, even when there are hundreds of good qualities, a critic does not consider them. Rather, he attempts by some trick to point out a fault. One should not, therefore, follow the principles of Ramchandra Puri. Nevertheless, I have to say something against him, because he's making our hearts unhappy. Why have you given up proper eating due to the criticism of Ramchandra Puri? Please accept invitations as before. This is the request of all of us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, why are you angry at Ramchandra Puri? He is expounding the natural principles of sannyas life. Why are you accusing him? For a sannyasi to indulge in satisfying the tongue is a great offense. The duty of a sannyasi is to eat only as much as needed to keep the body and soul together. So when they all requested Mahaprabhu to take a full meal, he would not do so. He just continued to accept half as much as usual. So, because of his independence, Caitanya Mahaprabhu sometimes behaved like a common man and sometimes manifested his godly opulence. Mahaprabhu sometimes accepted Ramchandra Puri as his master and considered himself a servant. And sometimes the Lord, not caring for him, would see him as being just like a straw. Mahaprabhu behaved exactly like the Supreme Lord, beyond the restriction of anyone's intelligence. Whatever he liked, he did, but all his activities were very beautiful. Thus Ramchandra Puri stayed for some days at Nilachala Jagannath Puri. Then he left to visit various holy places of pilgrimage. The devotees considered Ramchandra Puri to be like a great burden on their heads. When he left Jagannath Puri, everyone felt extremely happy, as if a great stone burden had suddenly fallen from their heads to the ground. After his departure, everyone was happy once again. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu accepted invitations as usual and led the congregational chanting and dancing. Everyone else also accepted prasad without hindrance. If one spiritual master rejects him, one becomes so fallen that he, like Ramchandra Puri, commits offenses even to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not consider the offenses of Ramchandra Puri, for the Lord considered him his spiritual master. However, his character instructed everyone about the result of offending the spiritual master. The character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is full of nectar. Hearing about it is pleasing to the ear and mind. I write about the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. O readers, please hear with attention, for thus you will easily achieve ecstatic love for the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Das, narrate Sri Caitanya Caritamrta, following in their footsteps. Hare Krishna. So any question, any comment here? It's an instructive pastime. I mean, Mahaprabhu he's instructing about the importance of, respecting seniors, respecting the God brothers of one's spiritual master. And also he shows his independence. I mean, he could eat a lot, he could eat very little. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first took sannyas, then Nityananda and Advaita brought him to the home of Advaitacharya, and it's a description in the first chapter of the Madhya Lila how they were taking prasadam at Advaita's house. So Advaita made so many preparations, he and his wife, and they were serving, but Lord said, no, just give me a little bit. But Advaita kept on putting more and more and more. By various tricks, he made the Lord eat more and more. Finally, the Lord said, that's enough. I've eaten enough for 10 men, he said. But Lord Nityananda, on the other side, he said to Advaita, you invited me here, but you haven't even filled half my belly. So then Advaita said, you are a reject Paramahansa. So then Lord Nityananda took some rice, he threw it at Advaita, and it stuck on his leg, but he felt great ecstasy. He was dancing in ecstasy. So sometimes Mahaprabhu did eat a lot, but generally he was very austere. But anyway, as an incarnation of Krishna, he can do as he likes. If we eat too much, then we become sick. Or if we eat too little, we also become sick. But, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're independent. They're bodies are not material like our bodies. Their bodies are spiritual, transcendental. Okay. Any question, any comment? Yes, please.
Is this my personal opinion? Even after being a big devotee of Lord Krishna, I have seen many people they have a bad intention. And I saw the same question in the Science of Self-Realization. I read that book and I saw the same question in that book. So can you please explain it a little bit more?
Explain what?
The question is, I have seen some people, even after being a great devotee of Lord Krishna, they have a bad intention.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the lust, big attitude. And I have seen the same question, I have read the same question in the Science of Self-Realization by Srila Prabhupada. So can you please explain it? How can we find the true Guru? Because it's really difficult to trust people nowadays.
What did Srila Prabhupada say? The same question was there. So what did he say?
I saw the same question. So I think it's really difficult to find a true Guru nowadays.
Yes, no doubt. But what was Prabhupada's answer?
Sorry, Prabhupada answer, he said, the person who doesn't claim himself as God, who tells you, okay, I can show you the path to meet the God, that was the answer by Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, no doubt. Anyway, Srila Prabhupada's a genuine guru. We accept him as a genuine guru. He's, spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. We shouldn't become obsessed about the Diksha Guru.
Yeah.
We shouldn't become obsessed that, Diksha is all in all. There's a nice verse in the 10th canto. It's spoken by Krishna to Sudama. And he says that the first guru is the father, our father who, brings us to this world, father and mother. The second guru is a Diksha guru who gives us initiation. But most important is a Shiksha guru, the guru who's giving us instruction about spiritual master, about spiritual life. So, Srila Prabhupada is the founder, Acharya of ISKCON. He's written these books. They're full of, spiritual instructions. So, by reading these books, then we're getting the benefit of a great spiritual master. Not only Srila Prabhupada, but he is quoting from scriptures and quoting from previous spiritual masters like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So there's so much knowledge there. How to put it into practice? Well, those devotees who are, practicing nicely, they can guide us. But sometimes it happens that even someone is following for some time may appear to be, quite advanced in Krishna consciousness, but isn't actually really so advanced. If we expect too much from devotees or even those who are initiating gurus, if we expect too much from them, then we get disappointed if they have difficulties or, behave improperly like that. So, we shouldn't, I would say, don't become obsessed with trying to find some initiating guru who is, on the same level as these personalities like Madhavendra Puri or Srila Prabhupada. Okay, get initiated. Try to find a, devotee who appears to be a good example. But even if they have difficulty later, you have the guidance of Srila Prabhupada and so many other devotees. You can just carry on practicing, take shelter of ISKCON. Yes?
There's the tendency, as you were reading, Prabhu, about how because he's the god brother of Ishvara Puri. Generally in our society, we tend to just give the importance to our own guru. But when the guru's god brothers come, we don't seem to matter. Whereas Mahaprabhu sets an example. So how important is this? To follow that, is it?
It's important, it's the etiquette. Now we may not, perform the same kind of worship as we might for our own Diksha or Shiksha Guru, like they have Vyasa Puja ceremony. We don't need to do that. But we should be respectful. Any other point? Okay then. Very nice to see this beautiful temple here. I've been in Adelaide many times, but this is a big transformation. So we thank you all very much.
Thank you for coming.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Caitanya Caritamrta ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki Nitai Gaur Premanandi.